Nice. Chad, what's the investment range to open a franchise?
So we're with real estate included. It'll range anywhere from 1.1 to I believe we're at 2.2. I would need to double check our FDD, but that would include real estate. So our offering is very flexible. We have inline, end cap, freestanding. We can do all those options. We conversions. So
Hmm.
our franchisees have a very flexible investment. So that's why that range is so wide. Is it depends on how you skin that cat.
Yeah. And what about how we're impacted right now on build out time and stuff? I know that that's an issue in some places around the country with construction costs and just trying to find a spot.
Yeah, it's the construction costs are squeezing us all right now. I mean, it
Yeah.
definitely is a challenge. We're constantly evaluating our build outs and finding ways to, save on areas without sacrificing our offering or our build out or anything. Just, any little way we can from anything that's inside the walls or
Right.
unseen or whatever. What can we do to be more responsible? And we've found a lot of great ways to do that. But it's definitely a struggle.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Hopefully things kind of turn around there. Tell me about training and support. What does it look like?
So like I said, we have a very robust, skilled team at HQ. We have, we're based out of Kansas City. We've got the majority of our corporate locations in the Kansas City area. So when we train a franchisee, we invite them up to our Kansas City market, and they get to spend a lot of time with our team in our restaurants, hands-on, learning, everything from making all the menu items to how our technology works, how we work in the dining room, procedures, all those kind of things. But we also are a very tech forward company. We recognize that, training is a big commitment. So we only do the training on in person that we need to
Hmm.
do. Everything that is, knowledge based on how, the back end, we have that virtually where that can be done from an office or from home. Don't get me wrong, we love spending time with our franchisees face to face,
Sure.
but we know that everybody has lives. So we keep that as efficient as possible.
That's smart. Obviously in this day and age where you can do so much online, just giving people, I think, just a more digestible training, right, where they can do it online over a period of time. They're gonna understand the information a whole lot better.
Right. And the thing is too is we don't count down the days, right? And say, okay, well, you have 2 days left of training and then, whatever you guys got, you're good.
Right.
We take the time to make sure. I mean, it's in our best interest to make sure that the franchisee succeeds. And if they need more time, they need more time. Or, if they've got it down, they've got it down. It's we don't believe in a one size fits all kind of program. So it
Hmm.
really is tailored to the needs of each franchisee of what they need and how long they need.
Sure. You mentioned earlier, I think, that you guys are currently in 4 states.
Correct. Yep. We're in Kansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma.
Okay, trying to stay in the Midwest and kind of central part of the U.S., or are you looking nationwide now?
We're not really driving it from geographics, even though ideally we would like to keep,
Hmm.
a regional like nucleus and grow geographically. The primary driver for us is going to be the right relationship with the right franchisee. We know that our brand is very capable and flexible to a lot of different markets. And we have markets all over the United States we've identified that we know we're excited to go into. Our first and foremost is just finding the right franchisee, and then
Hmm.
we determine where they want to go. We've got agreements and partnerships set up with all of our different suppliers and vendors where we're set up in a way where we can go anywhere continental US right now and operate. So again, it's just back to the right relationship with the right group.
Nice. Well, for selfish reasons, I'm looking forward for you to come to Tampa.
I would love that too. That give me a reason to be down there a little more.
That would be great. That would be great. Chad, where do you guys see the brand going next kind of 5, 10 years if you kind of look out?
We're really focusing now on getting increased exposure for franchising. We've spent the
Hmm.
last few years with our current franchisees. They're growing their units. Like I said, we went to multi-unit franchise conference for the first time this year. We're really getting our name out there and focusing on franchising alongside our corporate growth. So we're going to continue to open up corporate locations. In fact, we're going into the Wichita market this year and next year.
Okay.
So we're going to continue our corporate footprint and make sure that we always intend on having a very strong percentage of the overall restaurant count because again it gives us more credibility. The decisions we're making for the brand
Hmm.
our franchisees know we feel it as much or more than they do. We're not
Sure.
we're not just suits behind a desk worried about what we can do to drive up revenue at the expense of profit,
Right.
And so we're going to continue growing our corporate footprint, but really we're going to hit the gas on franchising, and we're trying to get our name out there and find the right franchisees.
Nice. You mentioned earlier about redoing or revising the menu. That's super courageous of you, especially for a brand that's been around a while. Are you guys noticing a trend in customer taste changing, or what's maybe a change that you're seeing in the restaurant that over the last 15 years?
Well, definitely right now, as anybody in the food space knows, beverages are the name of the game right now. Everybody wants a fun, funky beverage or a tea
Mm-hmm.
or things like that. So we've over the past year and a half been optimizing and increasing our beverage offering, and that has just been a huge success. We are very happy that our guests love it, and we've been able to do that while keeping true to our promise of not messing with our breakfast, and keeping, and then more importantly, keeping operations simple, because yeah, it's easy to add, right? But you have to be diligent of, we even have it inside. We have a decision-making flywheel internally in our company. And in there, we have it where one of the things we do is for every menu item we add, we're taking one off, because
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, you just get carried away. So we have built-in things to make sure that we're staying true to what our brand is. We serve our food fast. Our average ticket time is 6 minutes. So from the time the order is
Wow.
placed until the time it's coming out of the kitchen is 6 minutes. And we can do that. We have no microwaves in our restaurant. And
Hmm.
we are proud of that. And that's because we focus so much on speed. So we can have guests come to us over a lunch break or in the morning before a game or, whatever it is. And they can get a lot of food, high quality, with served with a smile, really fast, and we have to be mindful of that, because yeah, it'd be easy to say, let's add avocado this and let's add, espresso that, and it's next thing you know, yeah, we've got a lot of fun stuff, but now we're taking beyond 10 minutes and people are, taking longer to order, all those kind of things. So I know I kind of rambled on there, but
No, 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 it's great.
it's something we're very mindful of.
Yeah. Well, I'm super impressed with what you and your team have accomplished in 15 years. And, despite not being the founder, you guys have taken such great ownership of this brand. And I feel like there's maybe a legacy here that you guys are kind of feeling be part of. Is there, do you kind of see like what type of legacy do you hope to leave with this brand down the road in the future?
Gosh, that's a good question. We're in this because we want to win and we want to build something we're proud of.
Mm-hmm.
We know that with our team, and we've got an incredible group of people inside our team here. With our team, all of us rowing in the same direction, it's really just the excitement of seeing what we can do. And every time we, open a new store or bring on a franchisee, and it's that fresh excitement of people who are just so in love with the brand, it just reignites you all over again of like, man, we're really sitting on something amazing here. That's what keeps us going every day. It's just like, what can we do? Like, we could sit here and say, we want to have 200 locations by X date, which, don't get me wrong, I would love to, but that's not what drives us. It's just like, we are going to bust our butts and we are going to do the best we can. And let's see where this thing goes. As long as we make the right decisions along the way and we do
Mm-hmm.
what we know is right, we know this thing has legs bigger than probably we realize.
I love the passion behind the brand for you guys. I'm super excited for your future. Besides all that, though, tell me, why is now a great time for somebody to join the system, be a franchisee?
I would say there's a lot of things, but probably two primary things that come to mind. One is we are set up, we have 8 franchise locations and we have 14 support staff in our HQ. So we're
Impressive.
so front heavy on that. We can support our franchisees in a way that other concepts would maybe take 50, 60 or more locations to
Mhm.
offer the same level of support. So we've got that, but then also because we're just getting started and we're emerging, the territory opportunities are so abundant. I mean, it is now is the time if you want to get into the breakfast segment and get in with the Big Biscuit and carry our vision. Now's the time because you can basically choose where you want to go.
And it won't be for long.
Yeah, well, and we are blessed that we've already got a few groups that are kind of looking at similar spaces right now in in a certain market. So, but we have, I mean, like you said, we're only in 4 states, so the opportunity is enormous.
Thank you for tuning into the Emerging Franchise Brands podcast. For additional insights, guest applications, and to stay connected, visit us at efbpodcast.com. The Emerging Franchise Brands podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed do not necessarily represent those of Emerging Franchise Brands, its host Frank Fumey, or Emerging Franchise Group LLC. Any discussed franchise or investment opportunity requires thorough investigation, obtaining proper disclosure documents, and expert consultation before making any investment decisions. The podcast and its host do not offer professional advice or endorsements, and they hold no responsibility for actions, representations, accuracy, or consequential damages related to the podcast content.